right, and we're live. Good morning, well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to S&R Uncut with your girl Tbone. This is episode 4. We were not live last week due to me being out of town, but we're back. Today's episode is kids. Deal or no deal? That's deep. It's a lot of different factors that come into that. So I'm going to try to come from a couple different perspectives. And as always, I can only come from the women perspective. But I got some things in store for next week with some real nice special guests. So today, starting off, I'm going to come from the perspective of women with no kids. So when I was younger and I had no kids, I personally did not want to date a man with kids. You really have to understand the dynamic of it's a package deal. Not just the man and the kids, but the man, the kids, and the baby mama. And let me pause there. Let me get some backtrack. So let me give y'all my ideal of what I grew up thinking was supposed to be happening, like with baby mamas and baby daddies. So my parents have the most dopest relationship. Growing up, I used to see my mom and my dad kick it. They significant other used to kick it. Like my mom still came to my dad's side of the events. My dad still came to our side of the events. Like I never saw like no drama. It was always respect. And like I said, they kicked it, like literally, like my mom, her husband, my dad, his wife, they all like. It was never no baby mama drama. So growing up, that's what I thought it was. Like, oh, okay, like everybody could be cool. Like it ain't no drama. It was peaceful. Like they're great friends. That's not how it is in the real world though. I had to wake up from that dream. So when I was younger, I did not used to date dudes with kids. Unfortunately, that's what I used to tell myself. Unfortunately, my first love, he had 3 kids when I met him. He was a couple years older than me. I think I was like 18. He was like 22, 23. When I met him, he had 3 kids. And that was my first like eye-opener of like the dynamics of baby mama, baby daddy. Oh my God. It was a lot. It was a lot. And it was a lot that I feel like I had to take on, especially since I had no kids. Like, I didn't have no children. So it was like a lot of drama with his baby mama. Of course, him still dealing with his baby mama. Like, doing the whole back and forth thing. So after him, I really was like, oh yeah, it's a wrap. You got kids? Nope. Because I'm not dealing with it. I will say, though, however, after I had my first child, I had to change that perspective because I now had, I do have it set up now where I can actually read your comments. So, see, I was discussing. So, I'm going to pause for a minute. I'm going to try to answer some questions and, like, do it back and forth. So, somebody says, see, I was discussing this baby dads and baby moms are still fresh and figuring out if the kids are younger. If the kids are older, then they move past each other and cordial. I can agree to disagree with that. My daughter was 3 months when I met my ex-husband. I never dug back to her dad. Never dug back to her dad. Me and her dad never had an accident, had a relationship. I don't want to say accident because none of my kids are accidents, but I can honestly say it was our first time having sex and the condom came off. I got pregnant. You got to put your big girl panties on and you just got to, that's something that comes along with having sex. So, it was what it was. But I never dug back. We never did anything. I think that it really just depends on what the situation is. If you messing with somebody, and I hate to say it, like a lot of times most people get pregnant with the baby when they like really at the edge of sometimes already going their separate ways. So when they're already going their separate ways, I hate to say the saying, like, but a baby can't keep a man and a baby can't keep a woman. So if it's the back and forth, it's just because it's still feelings there. either on both parties or one party. But if the person had already checked out or clocked out before the baby came, but best believe they're going to continue to check out and clock out. If you're, imagine if you're in a relationship like maybe 4 years or better and children involved. Like I said, it really depends on if the person's already checked out or not. If the person's already checked out, a baby not going to change that dynamic. And I think a lot of times that's where we get a lot of that, the toxicness from, is because, yeah, we've been together for 4 years and then, you know, we already really on the verge of barely hanging on. And now we bring this child into the dynamic, and on one person, like a one night thing or one time blessing. I guess I can see it from that perspective, but I do feel like I was saying, like, a lot of times relationships already be about to fall apart and a baby comes and one party thinks, oh, this is what's going to save the relationship, and another party's like, no, I can love my child and not be with you. And that's where you get a lot of the bitterness, a lot of, you know, just the toxic baby mama, baby daddy drama, honestly. Kids, deal or no deal. So as I grew up and as I became a mom, my dynamics did have to change. So I'm like, I can't have kids and be like, oh, I don't want to date nobody with kids. So eventually I was like, okay, I can date someone with kids. Which I do. Now, fast forward to today. I cannot date someone who does not have kids. Isn't that funny? So in case you guys didn't know, I do have my tube side, so I am not able to have any more kids. Thank God for that. I have my 3 miracles, my 3 blessings, and I love them completely. So when I meet someone and I ask them, like, you know, you have kids? And they be like, no. And I be like, oh, like, okay. Well, do you want kids? And I ask them that before they know, like, that I can't have kids. Because, unfortunately, you know, dudes, they be like, oh, no, not really, you know, once they find it out. But I ask them, like, you know, do you have a desire to want kids? And if they be like, you know, yeah, I really do, you know, later on, da-da-da. For me, it's like, oh, then there's no point of us communicating. There's no point of us talking, because there's no point of me talking to someone or engaging with someone and really falling in love with someone, and then, oh, that desire for them to have kids comes up, and unfortunately that's not something that I'm willing to. I don't want to get my tubes untied. I don't want to have none of that. So at that point, it's just like there's nothing I can really do to fix that, because as I stated, my baby making days are over. We could just have fun, you know, practicing all day long. But as far as actually having one, that ship has sailed. I do think that a lot of times people have to realize the responsibility. I'm not going to disclose my age, but like I be having guys like 21, 20 years old. They want to, you know, talk to me. And it's like, I like let them know, like, one, age is not a sign of maturity, but you also have to be transparent. You have to be honest. That type of age is not really ready for the responsibility that comes, because me and my kids, we're a package deal. That's a package responsibility, especially like if you're dealing with somebody. No, you don't need to do for my kids, because of course I'm as their parent and their fathers are going to do that. But it is a package deal, like, and you have to be understanding of that. You have to be understanding. Well, in my situation, not everyone, because there's some moms out here who don't never have their kids, and I don't know how y'all do that. But in my situation, you got to be understanding of, oh, no sitter, or oh, school obligations, or oh, the kids gonna come first, and we just kind of maneuver around that. And a lot of times, especially men who don't have kids or who are not involved in their children's lives, they don't really grasp that concept sometimes, I feel like. And then a man who does not have kids, I just feel like they really just don't get it. They be like, oh, I respect it, but they don't really get it, because eventually they start to feel some type of way. So for me, at this point, at this present day and time, I'm not going to say kids are, if you have kids, deal. If you don't have kids and you desire kids, that's a no deal for me. You have to have kids, or you have to not want kids in order for me to date you. Like, we can be friends, we can You know, I'm a so honest believer in every guy that I meet is not supposed to be mine in a romantic relationship. Some people are just strictly there as friends, and that's what they're supposed to be as. So we can be friends. I do, even with like my sisters who don't have children, my brothers who don't have kids, and they date like their significant other has kids. I do let them know, like when they ask me like my honest opinion, I let them know like it's a responsibility, and it's not one that should be taken lightly. Like, not only are you becoming involved with a woman or a man that has kids, you indirectly become involved with those children. Especially a man, because I'm not throwing shade, but 9 times out of 10, those children are really with the mom. So when a mom dates someone, you really, you're around those children. Especially when you get like 3-4 years, involved, and you really like there, those children grow a bond with you. So that's something else to, take into mind, when you dating someone or looking or have interest in someone that has kids. I guess same thing with women. It's my son's dad, we not together, but I've known and been around his daughter since she was 6 months. So even when me and him like not talking or whatever it is, I have an attachment to her. Like, that's like, she knows my kids. Like, I still will come get her if I can. Still will bring her stuff for her birthday. So it's like that relationship that I have formed with the child doesn't just go away just because me and the parent may not have worked out or we having a disagreement. And that's what I'm saying. Like, those bonds, not only with me, but the bond that she also has with my daughters. We've literally been around her since she was 6 months old. So, I just think that a lot of times when people date people with kids, they don't think about that. And I think that's why I'm really, 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 really big on not letting anybody that I just meet my kids. It's going to be like a good, maybe like 6 months before you actually like meet my kids, unless like I feel a little bit comfortable. Because I'm not big on my kids. My daughter's like, my oldest is 13, my other daughter 11. They not big on meeting new people anyway. At all. They are not friendly kids. So if y'all on this live, if y'all ever like date me and y'all like come meet my kids, and I feel no type of way that my daughters be looking at you like, hi. So they think I'm supposed to be single for the rest of my life until God call me home. I'll be like, I'm going to get married again. No, you're not. So, but I'm really big on not letting different men and it's not a lot, but just different people that I may talk to meet my kids. It's a complete turn off when a guy is like really persistent about, oh, just bring the kids. Bring them. It's just like, why do you want to meet my kids? Like, no. And I get it, unfortunately, the society that we live in, there is a lot of women who let you pull up to their house, let you meet their kids, and y'all just met and been talking for 5 hours. Unfortunately, that is not how I was raised. Unfortunately, with the career and the field that I work in, as much as I see things done to children, it makes me extra even more guarded. And people are weird. I ain't about to lie to you. It's 2023. These women is weird. This is weirder. Okay, so we just gonna put it out there. So I gotta protect my children, and not even just from the weirdness, but even from sometimes, unfortunately, like a good guy. Until I know that you're gonna be around for long, I don't want my children to get attached to you just to look up and then a month later we not even talking, and now they asking like, oh, where's Tommy? Or, oh, where's Benny? Like, no. So I think that when we think about kids and dating someone with kids, it's definitely something that should not be taken lightly. At the end of this episode, I really can't say that it's a deal or no deal. I think it's just situational. I do think, though, that it's not taken very serious. I do think that, and that's just like looking at, different relationships and people. I do not think that it's taken serious. I do think that nobody factors in the children. Everybody factors in desires, needs, and wants, and they don't look at how detrimental that can be to the kids that are involved. As for me, as I stated, kids are a deal. If you don't have kids, I can't talk to you, especially if you want some. And I won't even say especially if you want some. I would literally say if you don't have kids, I can't talk to you on a romantic level, because at the end of the day, those desire changes. Even if you say, like, at this moment, oh, I don't want kids, it's like, I kid you or not, I have 3 children. After the first one, I wanted my tube side. After the second one, I wanted my tube side, but the doctors wouldn't do it. And then it wasn't until like years, literally, it's a 10-year age gap between my oldest and my youngest, that I was like, oh, I want to try for a son. But my cutoff age is always 30. That just gave you a little hint of how old I am. But my cutoff age is always 30. My son came right before that, right before I turned 30. So he slid in there. But after that, I was like, yeah, I'm done. But I do, for me, at this present day age, if you don't have kids, that is a no deal for me. I cannot talk to you. I cannot engage with you. We can be friends. But that's about it. So somebody says, A, good stuff in the podcast subjects. Delivery, stand on topic. The viewer's going to come for sure. 2, you say some real life shit most women and men scared to say, or should I say rather just let it go. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Yeah, so that is today's subject. You guys, I will be posting this episode on YouTube, so feel free to go like and subscribe on my YouTube channel. I also will be posting this episode on my page. Guys, feel free to comment. I am new to this. I am learning. I am still learning. If you have any pointers, any topics that you guys want to discuss on an upcoming episode, if you're interested in coming on the podcast, just comment. Let me know. I am always open to connecting, to expanding. So I'm really excited for where this is going. And I look forward to the continued engagement with everybody. So just to do a quick little summary of this episode 4, which is titled Kids, Deal or No Deal, we've come to the conclusion that we don't know. It's situational, depending on where you are. However, we do come to the conclusion that dating someone with kids, whether it be a male or a female, is not a situation that should be taken lightly. It comes with a lot of responsibilities. It comes with not just the kids, but whoever the parents or the mother or the father is of those kids. And sometimes that needs to be factored in as well. Sometimes you can love the man, you can love the kids, but if it's literally baby mama who is just toxic and bitter, and it can, you might have to still walk away, because that's something that you have to realize, like, do you want to deal with for the rest of your life? Because at the end of the day, no matter how we stack it, when a person has a child with somebody, they're not going nowhere. They're not going nowhere. And I've dealt with some crazy baby mamas and baby daddy situations, unfortunately, that has like left a bitter taste in my mouth. Oh my God. Oh my God, terrible. But it also stems from the father ultimately allowing it to happen. But we as women, we also have to do better too. I really hope that we as women, if we get to the point where we don't just desire, oh, I want my family because this is who I have a child with, and we have the mindset of, even if it's just me and my kids, this is my family. I see too many women fighting after a man or trying to hold on to something or somebody because y'all have kids together, and that man done moved on or moving on or doing his 1-2, and here you is being that baby mama. That baby mama who just always there, always bitter, always into it with somebody, always like, ladies, let's not become that woman. Let's leave that attachment to us. Let's just leave it. I really, really hate that for us. And we gotta love ourselves. I'm a firm believer in who God has for me is for me. and my kids. It doesn't. Would it have been nice for it to be their dad? Yes. Unfortunately, it's not. You just gotta move on. You just gotta move on. Also, another little sidebar. I don't be liking when when y'all be trying to come for people who got multiple baby daddies. Who cares? We tried it, it didn't work. Oh, we gonna move on. Like, I be knowing people who got one baby daddy and he ain't crap. And you gonna keep having kids by this man who don't take care of the first one. You have another one. He ain't take care of that one. You have another one. Like, to me, that's stupid. So I would rather be like, oh, we had it, it didn't work out. I really, da-da-da-da, bing, bing, bang. And then I move on. Everybody who you meet, you shouldn't be having a baby with, though. That's for starters. But, life happens. And I just wish that as baby mamas, and I hate that term. Like, when my ex-husband, he called me his baby mama, I'd be like, no, I'm your ex-wife. Put some respect on my name. But nonetheless, I really hope that in the future that us women could have a little bit more respect for each other when it comes to even dating a man that has kids. And I know it has to go both ways. I feel like I've never really been disrespectful to any of the men that I dated, baby mamas, but I'm not even gonna lie. Even with my ex-husband, it was so many bumps. I literally remember when I was pregnant one time crying in the bathroom because I wanted to beat his one baby mama up so bad. Like, so bad. Like, it's still triggering because, like, I'm remembering, but I'm past that stage of my life now. But, like, she just used to do stuff, say things. I think, like, I remember she called my baby a bastard. Yes. Like, and at that time, we married. So it's like, I can't do what I want because I'm married to this man. And this is this man's baby mother. And if I beat her up or if I send my sisters to touch her, it's like, that's going to affect his relationship with his children and seeing his children. So I had to suck up a lot of things. I will say that he was thankfully not the type of man to sit back and just let that go on. He definitely checked some things. But at the end of the day, he can't make them stop or make somebody do something. But I do respect the fact that he didn't let it be silent. He addressed it. But just that dynamic, the fact of, oh, let me attack the new baby mama or let me attack who my baby father is with now that we not together and I still want to be with him because we supposed to be a family. We have to let that narrative go because it gives that same stereotype of why people say, oh, you got a baby mama or, oh, you got a baby daddy. Like, we don't want that no more. I know I don't want that no more. I try my hardest to break that. Because y'all gotta realize a baby does not keep a man. And fellas, a baby does not keep a woman. I wish that we really got that and understood that because it does not keep anyone. It does not. So, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. I definitely did. I want y'all to know that kids are a blessing. If you ain't got no kids and you date a woman that do, I know that it'd be like, do I really want to take on that responsibility? But if you got a good woman and you really love her and she got kids, don't let that be the reason why you stop. But also sit back and assess the situation and realize that is a package deal. The woman, the kids, and hopefully, it's a relationship which I'm blessed to have where I know how to co-parent with my children's fathers, and it's nothing extra. But you know why it's not extra? Because we don't sleep around. That's the main thing. You cannot sleep around. A baby just make it worse if y'all can't get along in the first place. I totally agree. I absolutely agree. That's like the realest thing ever, and I don't think people realize that. One, because babies and children, that's an added responsibility that now you have to worry about. And as a mom, I'm not even thinking about the financial part or like all of that. When I wake up, I have anxiety. Like I pray over my kids, especially with these school shootings and different stuff going on. Like I just pray like that my kids make it home safe, that my kids are protected. Like, with my oldest daughter, she want to go to camp, and she want to do this stuff, and I just be so scared, because it's like, that's my baby, you know? So it's like, that anxiety gets implemented on top of everything else. And if you're already not connected and on that level, my shorts is showing y'all. Just FYI, that's what my hand's saying there. If you're not already connected on that level, it's just gonna make your relationship even strainer. It's gonna make it even faster, way faster actually. But I enjoyed this I enjoyed this episode. I definitely like the engagement. I really appreciate that. So yeah, episode 4, kids, deal or no deal for Tbone. If you have kids, that's a deal for me. You can slide in my DM. I'm just playing. If you don't have kids, that's a no deal for me. As I stated, I just feel like you could say you don't want kids today, and then 3 years later, you have that desire. And unfortunately for me, my baby making days are over. Done. Finito. And I can't really see myself reversing my tubal litigation. It'll have to be like I'm married again, and it's like something really big that my husband at that time like really wants to do, and he's gonna pay for. And then you also have to understand the fact that even once you untie him, it's gonna be extra hard to still conceive. So I'm up for it. I think if that situation presents itself, like if I'm married again and it's something my husband desires, then I think that I will be, think about reversing it, depending. But as of right now, today, if you don't got no kids, that's a no deal for me. We can only be friends, which is great because I am a great, amazing friend as well. I'm cool on kids. It's time for travel and good times. I think that's a lot of. I see a lot of people now, both male and female, who don't desire kids. I don't know his name off the top of my head, but he played in what do he play in? Oh my God, I can't even think of it right now. But he's a white actor. He's really funny. I cannot think of the movies, and I watch them all the time. That's so crazy. He used to be like really heavy set. He's not so heavy set no more. He like lost a lot of weight. But him and his wife, they don't have kids. And when asked about it, they're just like, they feel like kids would slow them down. They're able to get up and go and do as they want, when they want, how they want. And that works for their marriage. So they both have come into a marriage. They've been married. And they have no desire to have children. And it's not me, but I respect it because, once again, their reasoning makes all the sense. Like, they want to be able to get up and go. You can't get up and go with kids. Another thing to think about when you're trying to date somebody with kids. Not saying all. Some people have a great support system. They're able to get up and go and drop the kids off here and there. But, like me, that's not my case. So, I've had people like, oh, let me fly you out here. Sir, I have to set things up. I have to plan. That's like, I can't do last minute things, unfortunately. It gotta be like, you gotta give me some advance so that I can properly plan and properly get everything situated and everything good to go. Yeah. So thank y'all for tuning in. I just want y'all to know, like I said, these are my shorts. This is just a little short. My little shorts were showing. But thank y'all for tuning in. I'll see you guys next week, and hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day.